Now that we've talked about the rate of change that goes on outside of the school walls, let's now talk about how this rate of change affects what's going on in the classroom. In 1996, we began wiring classrooms for internet access. That means in 1996 or 1997, when kindergartners entered school, every computer in the building was able to access the internet. That means that a vast majority of the students entering kindergarten in 1997 had internet access at home, and they had access to a computer at home. Let's fast forward to 2001. In 2001, these kids born in 1996 were kindergartners. By this time, schools were fully wired for internet access, but here's what's also interesting. In 2001, Apple introduced the first iPod. So these 5-year-olds were really on the cusp of the digital music revolution. They didn't listen to cassettes anymore. They didn't listen to CDs anymore. They began listening to music digitally in MP3 format. Now let's fast forward to 2007. These kids are now middle schoolers. And guess what? In 2006, the first smartphone hit the US market, and it was the BlackBerry. So these kids actually experienced the power of technology in their hands. They were using phones that had cameras. They were using phones that had access to the internet. They were listening to music on phones, and they were playing games on phones. So things like keyboarding and surfing the web and drag and drop technology were not foreign to these students. Now, just 1 year later, Apple introduced the iPad. So now these kids were in high school. These kids born in 1996, they're high schoolers now, and now they're using iPads. So touch technology is nothing new to them. Okay, dragging and dropping is nothing new to them. When the little handles would show up around an image or an object, they knew that these handles did specific things that allowed them to enlarge the object or move the object or alter the object in some way. Well, guess what? That class of students just graduated. They're the class of 2014. So what does that say about the class of 2014 if they've been exposed to all of this technology? What does that say about the class of 2015? Or the class of 2016? Of 2018? Or how about the class of 2020? What types of technologies will they be exposed to? Now, how does this affect technology leadership in the classroom? Well, for a kindergarten teacher, let me steal a quote from the movie The Fly. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Because as a kindergarten teacher, these are the kids that are entering your classroom in the school year 2014 to 2015. These kids already know how to use a smartphone. They already know how to use touch technology. So we're going to have to get a little bit more creative in the classroom. We can't just sit them down on a carpet and read them a book and expect to engage them. They already know how to take pictures with a phone. And everything that they do is digital, and it's in the palm of their hands. Let's take the kindergartners that will enter school this year in the year 2014. These students are going to graduate in the year 2026. In a 12-year span, we now know that technology is going to change at least 4 times. And we now know that industry, at least one industry, will be transformed 4 times. How do we keep up with that rate of change in the classroom as far as technology when it's going this way and our budgets are going this way? How do we keep up with that? What's the solution? Well, the answer is very simple, but you're going to have to tune into my next episode to find out. This is Jeff Epps. I want you to hit me up on my blog. Tell me what you think, jeffepps.wordpress.com. Until then, keep stirring things up. Get back at you later.